Right, so this is Mickey Ruddock. He's attempting to do task 2 for talent identification. He's going to attempt to describe and evaluate a current talent identification program on a selected sport. Alright, so Mickey, so what is the name of your program and what sport's it for?
It's for the skeleton and it's called Power to Podium.
Right, good. So what is the aim of this program?
The aim of the program is to get talented males and females for the skeleton, aged between 17 and 25.
Right, good.
Who are currently competing above regional level.
Right, excellent. Right, so do they have to have done the skeleton before or be interested in it?
No, they didn't have to do it before. As long as obviously above regional level in a certain sport, then they'll have to do it then.
Right, good. Right, so how do they apply then?
All they do is to go. There's a three-way success, three-phase success they have to go through. There's a generic phase.
So before they come to the phases, how do they apply for it? Do they have to fill in a form or ring up, or what do they do?
They've got to fill in a form and then
Right,
get back to you then.
yeah, so where do they find that form then?
On the Power to Podium website.
Right, okay, good. So then once they've done the application form, talk me through the phases then.
You've got the three phases. You've got the generic phase, the sport-specific phase and the development phase. In the generic phase, it could be tests such as the bleep test, the 30-metre sprint, strength test, speed, vertical jump. And then in the second phase is a sport-specific phase.
Right, okay.
This is like the sprint test and maybe like cycling test for like the legs for the skeleton that you need to do.
Alright, good.
And then the development phase, this is for where you go a month and then they do it in one sport and see if you have potential. And then you'll work with them in the 6 years and train up properly to fully training for the next Olympics.
Yeah, so talking about that phase 2 then. So that phase 2 is more like generic, sport-specific tests. So what kind of tests would they be doing for Power to Podium then? For the skeleton?
They'll do fitness tests, such as like they'll do sprint for the start.
Yeah.
Then they'll do like your air capacity, like how much oxygen you can breathe in and out.
Okay. And then phase 3, so the phase 1 and phase 2 have looked at fitness tests. Phase 3, what's that looking at then?
That's a development program.
So
like when there's picture and they can represent the country and they put like a specific program.
Yeah, so what would they be looking, what were they trying to look at there? So they looked at the fitness, what would they be looking at?
Like your attitude. Your mental strength.
What about other stuff, actual things to do that they could be looking at? So they know you've got the perfect fitness for it, what they're looking for at phase 3.
Like talent identification.
Yeah, so go and explain to me, how would you find a better skeleton bob person? What are you
want to see how tall, you don't want someone who's like 6'6".
Right.
And might weigh a bit, maybe you got someone who's a bit smaller, average size and weight. And
right. So they probably found that out at phase 1 and phase 2, but what are they looking at phase 3? Phase 3, so you've got the perfect fitness for it, what's phase 3 you're going to be looking at? Right, so what would they be looking at?
Just like the specific, like obviously they're all looking for skeleton.
Right, so yeah, so you got your fitness, perfect fitness, but that's not going to make them an Olympic athlete, are they?
No,
what they're going to.
It looks like the coaches as well, who the coach with and who they train with.
Right, yes. Yeah, so what they're going to be looking at. How can I tell that Mickey, you're a better skeleton bob person compared to Sam Clarkson?
Because how much?
But the perfect fitness, both of you got perfect fitness, but how can I say one's better than the other?
One might be more motivated than
right, could be psychological, but what's the main thing that I could look at?
I don't know.
So we're going down the bobsleigh or the skeleton bob track. One person crashes into the wall, one person doesn't. What's that got to do with?
Because one of them's like rehearsed the course.
Right, could be rehearsed the course, but what's the actual ability to turn?
Agility.
Right, could be agility. Right, you're still talking about fitness stuff. Right, what they're going to be looking at? Not just fitness stuff. They're going to be looking at actual. What could they be actually looking at?
I don't know. Mind-blowing. Skills.
Alright, what skills are they going to be looking at? Yeah, so they're going to be looking at skills. What other stuff are they going to be looking at? Technique, are they going to be looking at that?
Like tactics as well.
Oh yeah, it could be tactics, yeah. So phase 3 is looking at the actual skill. There's no point having perfect fitness if you've got absolutely zero chance of developing a skill.
Sport.
Right, yeah, so you're not actually...
There's not getting a footballer compared to a runner.
Yeah.
Two different techniques and tactics.
They've got to be able to see if they're going to adapt in 4 weeks. They'll know if someone goes from 1 out of 100 at skeleton up to 50 in a in a month.
Mm.
But if someone only goes to 1 to 10, they're going to take the guy who's moved from 1 to 50 in a month. They go, if we can do that in a month, right, over 6 years, we can move him absolutely miles.
Mm.
So we can adapt to it. So that's phase 3 is about the skills and techniques, right? Right, so what's the strength of the programme? Give us some strengths.
Strengths is that obviously they work with you for 6 years for the Olympics, obviously you've got time to progress. There'll also be fitness ability level. It's also targeted at young people.
Right, yeah.
So with the test they can see how people cope under pressure and also competitiveness.
Yeah, good.
They'll also test your mental ability to see if you've ever been an Olympian. So like you'll get more people in there, and obviously you're also trying your best. You're also trying to be that number 1 person there that stands out the most.
Right. Does it cost anything, the
Yeah.
talent ID phase?
Unfortunately, you have to travel about.
Alright, yes, that could be a weakness. The
Yeah,
travel, yeah.
you've
What
got to
else?
travel about. You've got to you've got to go to Bath and to Loughborough.
Yeah, yeah. So the
That's got
location's a weakness, yeah.
Yeah.
What any other weaknesses?
Yeah, yeah. The problem is that if you say you're 17, you might be 16, sorry, but you've got a lot of if you're younger than 17, you've got a lot of potential. The problem is that you've still got to wait another year. Whereas also it's the same if you're 26, you may be like a year too old, but you also might have potential again. So we'll never find out that. There's also like a lot of money involved in just transport, really.
Yeah. Right.